Sports were a huge part of kind of my upbringing. I have an older sister and an older brother, Jenny and Jimmy, and they were super active themselves. They were involved in just about everything one could imagine. Everything that they did and pretty much everywhere they went, I was right there. And as a result, sports were something that was really important kind of to me, especially as I got a little older. Being involved in so many different sports gave me an opportunity to kind of develop even more so as a total athlete and even as a person in general. I met so many different people that I really grew to appreciate and have great relationships with too. I remember coming to a Carroll game with my dad my senior year, and they had an incredible team that year. I remember watching them play and being like, wow, I thought I was a decent player, and I'm like, these guys are really good. I got to get better, and I kind of just fell in love with what I saw as far as the style of play. Coach Schultz obviously is somebody that was instrumental in my decision as far as why I came here.
I saw a number of his high school games. I'm like, that guy's a good player. Okay, that guy's not the tallest guy. But as I watched him go through high school and he did the things we really liked, I liked out of a guard, and then we picked up the pace as far as recruiting him. Whenever I watched him play, I'm like, that's a good player, regardless of the height, and he's been short his whole life, so he'll figure it out.
I'm 5'10" on a good day, and that's pretty small for basketball standards, but at the same time, I can remember my dad and even, Coach Hazy, Coach Schultz, they all said, there's nothing that says you can't still be a good player out on the court. You just might have to work a little harder than some of these other players, and you might have to be a little better shooter or a little better ball handler or whatever the case may be. I became really committed to taking care of my body too, in terms of like strength training, being in shape and doing a lot of running on my own to make sure that I was in better shape than other players out there, even if they were bigger or stronger. You know what, I could run longer than you and make an impact on the court that way.
There wasn't a rep that he did, there wasn't a game that he played, there wasn't a practice that he participated in that he was not giving his all-out best. He was trying to win at all costs in everything that he did. He had that competitive spirit and that infectious energy that I think became contagious to everybody that was around him. Like when you were in his presence, you automatically wanted to elevate your game.
In all my years of coaching, if he wasn't the best, he's right at the top of all-time best practice players I'd ever been around. He never took a drill off, never took a day off, and that's part of the reason why he became such a good player. His work ethic and his attention to detail and his goals that he had set for himself, he went after it.
In my freshman year, we made it to the Sweet 16 of the national tournament. It's still the most successful postseason run in school history. That was unbelievable. We went to Augustana and beat them in round one, and then we drive up to St. Paul and beat St. Thomas in round two, which was an unbelievably cool environment and atmosphere to play in. They had a great arena. And then just being a part of that whole NCAA tournament process, seeing the team name move down the list a little bit, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, we're in the Sweet 16. And
you're not going to catch him having a day where he doesn't bring his best self to an environment. And I think that's a lesson that all of us can take. Whether that's in our own professions, whether that's athletes trying to be the best that they can be in their current sport and situation. He's just someone that I look up to in every aspect of life, because I just think that's kind of how he carries himself as a person, is that he's just a genuine person. He is who he is. He doesn't try to be someone that he's not. And I think the way that he approaches everything in his life is something that I personally aspire to, and I think the people around him really admire him for the way he lives his life too.
I feel like coaching is my way now of staying involved in the game, and it's also my way of giving back to the game. Like I said, I look back on my experiences, and I had some unbelievable coaches, and I wouldn't have been the player that I was without those coaches and without their guidance and leadership. I want kids to be able to have similar experiences, and if not similar, I hope they're much better, to be completely honest. And it's hard work, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of rewards too that are kind of a part of, you know, what I'm asking at times, what I want kids to push themselves through, and those type of things. This isn't something that was accomplished just by myself, not even close, the furthest thing from, but it's something that, you know, I look back on and I say, wow, it was such a great run. I have so many great memories and a lot of great experiences as well, that I'm incredibly thankful for.
I call him pound for pound, inch for inch, the best player I've ever coached. The problem is you weighed 135 pounds. He got every ounce that he had in his body. He worked and he got everything he could out of his talents and the hard work and all that. This honor is well deserved because of that. You didn't luck into it, you earned it. Congratulations. You were great for me to coach, one of my all-time favorite players, and you were a great teammate, and the success we had, the time you were here, you played a big part of that along with your teammates, but you were the little engine that could, and you did, and congratulations.